All right.
Hey,
Good
folks.
evening, everybody. Hey,
Hello.
Melinda. Welcome. Tor, hello.
Hello.
Hello, Lee. Lee, we'll be starting off tonight with the first image that you had submitted. It won't be a part of our competition. We'll start off with it as sort of a workshop, and I'll
Very
let you explain it.
unusual image.
An unusual image. Well, I'll let you explain it. All right. How's everyone doing tonight?
All right.
Right.
Doing well.
Ex-
Amazingly.
Hey, Roberto.
Hi.
Hello, Phyllis.
Hi.
Phyllis, I did receive your image titles, so they've been applied to the slideshow tonight, just a heads up.
Thank you very much.
We have another large group tonight. We have a slideshow of 30 images, so we'll be employing the timer again. I'm on the mend. Last week I was a bit under the weather. I'm coming out of it now, but I'll still probably try to stay more in the background. A few announcements before we start. Uh, Thank you. This is the last meeting of the year. We had a great 2025. I won't go through the whole recap now, but I do want to remind everyone who's local that there'll be a get together at my place on Saturday, the 13th. If you haven't received an invitation and want to attend, just let me know and I'll send you the invitation with my address. I don't want to spread that all over the live stream, but everybody is welcome. I'm putting together a kind of a best of the year slideshow, and we'll have plenty of 3D movies and other media to choose from. If anyone has anything they want to bring along, please do. We're going to be experimenting tonight with a ranked choice vote for our poll, and I want to demonstrate it before we start the slideshow. Let me share my screen here. It'll show you what I'm talking about. There we go. If you're following along on Zoom, you can see tonight's poll. If you're on one of our live streams, I'm sorry, you'll just have to hear me describe it. We've talked about ranked choice voting quite a bit this year. It is my goal to update the way we make our selections so that our so that our feedback is better represented. The way our polls work right now, because we have such a small voting group, a lot of images don't really get marked at all. Straw poll, the service that we're using, does have a ranked choice voting option. Um, I'm not satisfied with the interface, and I'm going to show you how it works right now. So we may not end up using this moving forward, but I thought it would be worth a try. As you can see, tonight's slideshow images are listed as usual. This works on both web browser and your smartphone or tablet. It's the same link that I'll be sharing later. But after or during the slideshow, as you make your selections, the idea is that you drag your top selections essentially in order. And you can do this for the entire list. We have 30 tonight. The idea being that when we individually reorder this list, the poll will assign scores to the images, and then we'll have a better representation in the results that is a little more accurate. Um, I My concern is that we have so many images in our slideshow that dragging these in order might be a bit cumbersome. We've used ranked choice voting in the past, and I have an idea for an interface that might be better than this. But in any case, after the slideshow, when you make your selections, it's going to look a little different. And I'll remind everyone of this before we start. But that said, I'd like to welcome everyone, and I'd like to start the slideshow unless anyone has anything they'd like to announce or share.
I'd like to talk a little bit about the ranked choice voting, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I looked at it a little bit myself, and it's not. I mean, it's you can definitely rank the images, but then it sort of defaults under the hood to a point-based system. So it'll give, like if you ranked 10 of them, it'll give like 10 points to the top one, 9 points to the next one, etc. So it's better. It's better than what we've been doing, but it's still not proper ranked choice voting under the hoods. And then and the drag and drop, at least for me, is fine. I guess ideal would be to have the actual images themselves. It could just be the 2D images, and you just drag the good looking ones to the top and don't have to worry about the titles. And you don't have to vote on all of them. Nobody's going to vote on all of them. You just vote for the ones that you care about, and then that's plenty. And then the important thing I found is you got to do all the ranking before you click the vote button at the bottom, because after that it'll be locked in. Anyway, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, thanks, Melinda. I totally agree. And I do envision a tool that includes a thumbnail, which we used to do. And, I'm very sensitive to user interfaces, and I have my personal concerns about this kind of drag and drop approach. I could be totally wrong in this case, which is why I want to try it. What I imagine is a tool that would allow us to drag the titles if we wanted, or we could just assign a number for people who don't have the dexterity necessarily to do the dragging. But let's try it tonight. I think this is a step in the right direction, but definitely not the final solution.
I have a question
Yes.
on the ranking. I assume that's the numbers on the right. Is that just for that week, or is it for the year, or what does that mean?
This is the score that Melinda had mentioned, so it's not a true ranked choice voting poll. If, for instance, we move number 10 up here, we'll see that this score changes. It increases the higher you place it. So these scores will be used by this poll service to calculate the results. These numbers here represent the order that you've created, and these numbers are the order of the stereo photo in the slideshow.
Oh, I should mention too, I don't know if you noticed that when you create the poll, there's an option to have it randomize the order.
That's true, yes. I didn't do that this time. Maybe that would make sense next
so
time.
everybody will see a different order. There won't be any prejudice towards one image or the other.
Yeah, good point. this might be a little biased because if an image isn't selected, it'll still retain its score. And it would probably be more accurate and a little more fair if it was randomized for each person. So I'll consider that for next time. So we'll revisit this at the end of the meeting. But until then, let me set this up. We do have the live streams running right now. If you need them, the links are in the chat. Let me see if I can successfully share our full width side-by-side version here on Zoom. Usually takes me 1 or 2 attempts. Oh, I think I got it right this time. So if you're following along on Zoom, you should see our title slide right now. And we will start with an image that's a part of the slideshow, but it's not a part of the poll. This is from Lee. It's not a stereo photo, but Lee, I did make it a side-by-side for display on our devices. Lee, would you like to tell us about this image?
Yes, many of the neighbors in our neighborhood and around here put out a lot of Christmas tree lights. And sometimes I photograph their lights. I photographed 4 houses Monday night. This is one of them. And then I make it into a calendar for next year, and then I give it to them. And you might see I add fake stars to the sky. I darkened the sky. I have printed one. I'm going to have to make the stars bigger so that my printer will show them. But this is one thing I enjoy doing for my neighbors.
Oh, that's really nice. And do you do any in stereo?
Sometimes I make Christmas cards in stereo. I don't give the neighbors. I may give them stereo Christmas cards, but not calendars. I've had neighbors go out in the past and look up in the sky and try to match the stars that I made with the real stars in the sky. You can't do that.
Well, you've captured a very magical scene here, and it's a really nice gesture. Happy holidays to everyone.
Yes.
Lee, I'm guessing you're probably on the wrong side of the continent to make it to my place on Saturday, but...
Yes, I'm in northern Alabama, the biggest city in Alabama now.
Wow.
Huntsville, Alabama. Actually, I'm in Madison, a suburb. But no, I won't be making it.
All right. We will be popping into the New York Stereoscopic Association's meeting, which overlaps our little get-together. We'll just say hi to everyone. So if you're attending the NYSA meeting, you can give us a shout out. All right, thank you, Lee. Our first stereo image for tonight is by Brian. Brian, welcome. I see you just came in. Brian has a very interesting set of conversions for us tonight.
Yeah, it's basically I just started playing with the OWL 3D software. I tried the free version for a while, and I'm still trying to figure it out. There's some images that work really well, and others they don't work at all because the software seems to have trouble placing some of the parts of the image in the plane correctly. And it made for some very strange sort of images. They all had good stereo, but in some cases, like the guys, there would be a face and it would be retracted into the back, and other parts of it would be brought way forward. But these are a couple look like they were working, so I decided to load them up and see what you guys think. These are all based on 2D photos from my archive of stuff, and I saw the landscape was one of the special subjects, so I sent some landscapes.
All right. And you're using Owl 3D, you said?
Yeah, this is the lower budget version of the paid copy. It's a step up from the freebie version, and I went with that one because it supports high resolution image files. Some of these were 10K by 6K pixels, and it seems only like JPEGs. So I basically would render them all as high resolution JPEGs and then have it do the conversion. And they're all kind of stepped down from the saved version of the file, but they came out pretty high res. The free version doesn't support anything above HD resolution, I don't think. And it's not speedy.
Right, I was going to ask, is this the version of Owl 3D that you run on your computer, or is this the cloud?
No, this is all run off of my computer. I have a Mac Mini with the M2 Pro chip, and they're all run within the computer itself. But some of them will take, this one here might have taken 10 or 15 minutes to render inside of my machine.
Okay.
Not too bad, considering.
Yeah. Well, what feedback do we have for Brian's conversion here? The title, incidentally, is Angeline, or is it Angeline Hollywood?
Angeline Hollywood.
Angeline Hollywood is the title.
Looks nice, although I suspect that Angelina's had some cosmetic surgery
Yeah, that's possible.
that kind of went wrong. Yeah, I noticed that Owl, I haven't gotten onto Owl yet to use it, but I noticed it has the same problems with thin lines
Right.
and dealing with that. But the quality looks really nice, and she looks quite filled out.
Well, yeah, this is a balloon they put up on the corner of Hollywood Boulevard and Coenga, across the street from the famous newsstand.
Uh-huh.
It was there for a week, and I couldn't resist.
I understand completely. Who could? Who could? That's looking great, especially on the Lume Pad. And I think he could get in there with Photoshop or whatever editing program you have and fix those lines.
Well, those lines are actually the guy wires that hold it in place.
Yeah, I mean, you could either adjust them in space or get rid of them, but
yeah.
But she's looking great.
Yeah, those guy wires make a little more sense in 2D than 3D, but as Bob said, it's a common challenge for these 2D to 3D AI conversion services.
There's another one that has it has a more pronounced artifacts where it doesn't know what to do, but you'll see it later.
All right, well, thank you, Brian. We'll see a few more of these. Looks like I forgot to run the timer on that one, but we'll get this working. All right, here we go. Thank you, Brian. Our next image tonight is by Melinda. There we go. The title is Lands and Seascape.
Yeah, so this was a sunset that I shot from the Presidio, specifically the Immigrant Point lookout. That seems to be a popular sunset watching spot. And I'm pretty sure I did this with my DSLR. Separation is probably about 6 feet. About a minute after sunset. And I had to do quite a bit of Photoshop fix-up. I mean, water is always difficult. In this case, I cloned the water from one side to the other and did a skew operation to get it the right angle. And then lots of cleanup all around the border. Otherwise, pretty straightforward processing. I was surprised that the trees in the foreground came out with so much depth.
Did you consider opening up the shadows a bit on that?
Bringing up the shadows. I don't.
Opening up the shadows a bit on the front there.
To bring
Yeah,
more detail.
Yeah, you mean to lighten the shadows? I don't remember. I probably tried it and didn't like it. There is detail in the shadows, but they aren't really the focus of the image anyway. But I think the border helps a lot to sort of contain that.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 3D, there's actually quite a bit of depth, even though it's almost entirely black. And then there is still depth all the way into the back. It's just a lot more subtle, of course.
The water seems to be coming right up to the treetops on the lower right.
The lower right treetops.
Yeah, the level of the water the trees seem to be the rim of the pool, as it were.
Sort of in the middle of the image.
No, the lower right, where you have the trees and then the water behind it. The surface of the water appears to be about 20 feet higher. So it's at the level of the treetops. At least that's how I'm seeing it.
That would surprise me.
I'd probably clone out those bright little white specks in the lower left or lower right corner.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. I did kind of do a little bit of work there, but I kind of liked having a little skylight there. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if the water is in front of any of the trees. It really shouldn't be, but I'll have to look at it more carefully.
Yeah, that back wave is also coming a little too far forward. You might want to push that back. Also, if you're going to go back and do more cloning, then both that wave and the beach have kind of brightness anomalies going on.
Yeah, I
mean, you could just clone that, cut and paste that one shoreline beach in the middle there.
It is pretty much all cut and pasted, but but you're right about the shade difference. And I tried using the auto color in Stereo Photo Maker, but that just made a mess of it. So in the end, I just left it.
I think it really makes a difference how you're viewing the images, because I'm not seeing these issues on my monitor. And I'm wondering if that and the TV and a regular monitor are all seeing things differently.
I'm viewing on a moderate sized TV.
Yeah,
and I'm free viewing it on an iPad and looking at it on the Lume Pad. So I'm getting two different, kind of comparing them. and they both seem to show those same anomalies.
On the shore, the water line?
Yeah, the Lume Pad is a little more forgiving. If I'm free viewing that shoreline, it's vibrating a bit because you get more reflection on the water, on the sand there on the right chip than on the left. Of course, if I move left to right on my iPad, I get a slightly different brightness level. So
Yeah, they are different. There's no question about that. Yeah.
But
And
take it with a grain of salt.
And 3D
Yeah, thanks.
TVs definitely are the least forgiving viewing method, at least that I've encountered. I think it has to do with the size and I guess the technology. I don't know, but I've had the same experience. If I free view something, it might look fine, but when I examined it on a larger screen like a 3D TV, these details make themselves seen. Thank you, Melinda.
Thank you.
Let's move on to one by Roberto. The title is Come Fly With Me. How are you, Roberto?
Great. I believe some of you will know where this photo was taken. It's really easy to spot
This
the
must
city.
be Las Vegas.
That's right. Yeah, this is from the airport, the most common view when you arrive into Las Vegas. And it was, I don't know, maybe it was 2030, I believe. It was, I was attending the CES, and this was, well, as you know, you turn back and see the city before you go to pick up your luggage. So I like it because, well, I like the way the airplane looks in front of the city, the welcoming most common picture from Las Vegas. And it was taken with my HTC 3D. It was a really old photo. It was it was challenge to edit this photo because the JPEG, well, the JPS, because it's the format of the file. It's challenging to edit because, as you know, you can explode the pixel with this not forgiving type of images. But well, I try to do my best, trying to bring some color to the wash image that came directly from the camera.
I like the color and the composition. I'm not getting a lot of 3D.
Well, yes, unfortunately the HTC 3D has a really close sensor. Maybe it's more. You have a little bit more of 3D sense with another camera, but with HTC, it's really close one to the other.
Yeah, about 1.5 inch separation on the Evo, if I remember.
Yeah.
I was just looking for my HTC Evo rather to measure it, but Tor beat me to it. So you said this is an older image, Roberto. How long have you been shooting stereo?
I believe that was my first camera, the HTC 3D. Yeah, it was, well, I had it since 2012, I believe.
All right, for a long time.
Not as you. I believe you are. Well, I don't know who is well, Phil is with the Chinese photos that show us that those were really amazing.
Indeed, yeah. I was making stereo photos in the 90s, but nothing like what Phyllis was doing, that's for sure.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Roberto.
You.
All right, this next image is by me, and I'm sorry I might be jumping around a little bit, just sort of regular technical snafu. All four of my scapes tonight are of seascapes, and they're all of the same seascape at Carmet Beach, which is just a little bit north of Bodega Bay here in California. I photographed this area earlier this year, so some of these may look similar. It's the same rocks. It's a dramatic rocky beach, and I thought it would make a good subject.
I like the really coarse sand. It's
Yeah.
It
nice
almost looks
texture.
almost looks like silver. Little specks of silver. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I hadn't noticed that. Yeah, a lot of
Go back
texture in
and
this
let
one.
that beach. It might be silver. It's 60 cents, $60 an ounce right now.
Mhm.
Bring home a
Wasn't
couple buckets.
Alfred Hitchcock's movie The Birds filmed at Bodega Bay?
Mhm.
Yes, it was.
Tell us about that.
Well, you can certainly visit those sites in Bodega Bay. The schoolhouse still stands. I think it's a restaurant now. The Tides restaurant still stands, but of course it's been completely remodeled probably a few times. It remains a charming small beachfront community. It's a popular tourist destination too. There's not a whole lot there, but there are some, very nice restaurants, bars. If you are into oysters, uh, consider making it a destination. I am not, but certainly when I went up there, plenty of people were there enjoying the oysters. Uh, Tor, do you have anything to add?
Film related? No.
Yeah, it's it's a nice little spot. Maybe someday I'll make a photography project of it.
Hmm.
And they certainly do embrace the birds. I think there's a birds cafe up there, and you'll see plenty of people who are, looking for the same locations as in the movie. All right. Let's move on to one by Lee.
Okay, I think all of the real 3D pictures I have were made on film. They could have been two cameras way back. They are years old. This was taken at Bedwater in Death Valley. I like all the reflections of everything that you can see. Sometimes the water dries up, but sometimes there's a little bit there. I'm not walking in it. I'm on a boardwalk. And what's interesting, supposedly this is the lowest spot in the 48 states. And from a high point in Death Valley, you can supposedly just about see this spot as well as the highest point in the 48 states. Mount, what is it, Whitney?
Mount, Mount Whitney.
Above the Alabama hills.
Yeah, it's Mount Whitney's like 14,000, and Badwater, where this was, is minus 282 feet. And from Telescope Peak and the Panamints, you can see both.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. I've been to Death Valley like 10 times.
Oh, thanks, Brian.
You can tell it's film. It's just crystal clear, beautiful. Wonderful reflection.
What, Lee, do you remember what time of year this was?
No, I don't. But I have stayed there in it.
You cut out. You got muted.
Yeah, we didn't catch the end there, Lee. Looks like he's attending to a technical glitch. Well, I forgot to mention the title of this one, which is Bad Water in Death Valley.
Yeah, when it rains really hard, the dry lake pops up like this. It's awesome.
Is this a rare occurrence? Is
Yes.
this standing water, or is this a kind of a once in a lifetime or maybe once a year event?
No, maybe once every 10 years.
Oh, wow.
I guess we
Okay,
got lucky. I went there once and it was just like this.
I'm back. I am getting an important telephone call, so I'll drop out for a few minutes.
All right. We'll come up to another one of yours soon, Lee. We'll see you when you come back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Lee. Oleg, we have one by you coming up next. The title is Moscow's Kremlin at Sunrise.
Yeah, this was taken on my 3D TV. I guess it was shot by a helicopter.
So it's a found cityscape.
Right.
That's a good composition. Nice hyper.
Had lots of choices. As must have taken about 20 pictures.
Looks like you went for that one with the building in front of the
Yeah,
sun.
the tall one.
And the foreground came out nice too. The colors are kind of wonky, maybe oversaturated. I can't really tell.
Also looks like there's been some kind of like an illustrative filter put on it to turn it into an etching more than a lifelike image. I don't know what that is. At least I'm seeing it on the Lume Pad that way. The buildings, the white buildings with the aqua roofs.
Well, I didn't do any kind of work to get that effect. That's just the way the TV saw it.
Uh-huh.
Could be some pixelization from the TV or the transfer. Oleg, how do you make these? Are you photographing the screen, or are you making screenshots or something like that?
I'm photographing the screen.
Okay. So yeah, maybe there's a little bit of resolution loss or something. It's certainly very vivid and a recognizable stereo cityscape.
Yeah, you can see St. Basil's at the far end. the cathedral from Ivan the Terrible's day.
Yeah, I had troubles on Google Maps find that angle. I couldn't tell whether that was sunrise or sunset, but finally decided it was sunrise.
Yeah, they don't like helicopters flying around.
Yeah, I don't think you could have captured this yourself even if you traveled there, Oleg. Well, thank you, Oleg. Let's move on to one by Bob. Or, no, I'm sorry. I think I might have these. Oh, no. The next one is by Phyllis. I'm sorry.
People often confuse us.
Well, two excellent stereo photographers. You're both in very good company. This is by Phyllis. The title is Rialto Waves.
This was just an amazing wave. In probably 1997 when I ran a convention in Bellevue. Several of the people came out and we went out to the Olympic Peninsula, and this was shot on the S1, which is my favorite film camera. And I'm sorry I didn't. This is not the original one. The original one's wider, but for some reason this is the one that came up when I looked for it on my computer, and it's also was really low res compared to the other one. So I apologize. I didn't realize that I picked the wrong one.
No need. It's gorgeous.
But the wave is really amazing. When you see it sharp, it's really amazing. I used it on several. I used it in a slideshow about for the convention.
Almost looks like the foam that sometimes washes in, but that's water, not foam.
It is foam, and I have walked in it where it's been like a foot to 2 feet deep. And it just accumulates on the beach just at certain times of year. I think, well, this one was in the summer, but I've experienced it in the winter too, in the winter storms. And it's just foam, and it's thick.
I think it's a kind of a biological layer. The ocean has a
The beach
super
is very steep. And so I think that has something to do with it. The sound on this beach is absolutely incredible because it's so steep and it's all rocks. And so you get this wonderful sound of the rocks sliding back and forth in the waves. It's my favorite place in the whole world. Try to get there at least 3-4 times a year. It's called Rialto Beach.
Beautiful shot. The colors are, I prefer them on the side-by-side on my iPad. The Lume Pad is kind of casting a little blue, so a darker image.
This was at sunset.
No, the colors are just gorgeous on the on my iPad side-by-side.
Yeah, I don't really notice any resolution loss. I'm looking at my Lume Pad. I think it's, very clear. I would love to see the higher resolution version, but I certainly wouldn't knock this version. Beautiful.
Thanks for the comments.
Thank you. All right. I think next we have one by Bob. The title, Arch Rock, Great Ocean Road.
Wow. I love that.
I haven't seen these projected on the TV yet, so I'm curious to see how they'll come out here.
Very, very nice depth in the foreground. The ocean feels like wallpaper at the back.
Yeah, this was shot with a twin Canon rig. originally on film, I believe. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. It's twin Canon, but it was digital.
So how tall is that? Can you stand up underneath that?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I love it. I want to go through there.
Yeah, the original shot is much longer. There's a lot more rock to the left, which I kind of liked, but I like getting a little closer there. Yeah, but I agree. The ocean in the back looks like a little wall
Yes.
back there.
Yeah, it's at the same plane as the fire rocks. They both
Yeah,
had
I'll have to move it and just say it was a tsunami coming in.
little scooch.
You just say it's a tidal wave coming in.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. Now it's good to see it larger here, and an easy fix, I think.
Well, we're getting a lot of great seascapes tonight. Is this local, Bob?
No, this was in Australia.
Australia.
Yeah, on the Great Ocean Road.
Great Ocean Road, I see.
It's a fantastic drive. It's like the 17-mile drive on steroids with a few kangaroos thrown in.
I missed that one when I was there. Is it? Yeah, it's on the south coast, obviously.
All right, thank you, Bob.
Sure.
Speaking of seascapes, here's a conversion from Brian. Florida Keys.
Works pretty well. The lines on the poles seem to be further back than they should. Everything else
Not
seems to be
showing
in the
up
right
yet.
space.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on.
I'm just seeing Bob's image still.
I'm getting it
I'm
on the
sorry about
YouTube
that.
feed.
Let's see. There we go. That should come up on Zoom now.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, the poles, they're actually are straight. It's not jagged wood that they used.
The water doesn't look flat either.
It almost looks like it's got a bulge to it.
Yeah, it's curved.
Yeah, it's curved. It's not sea level.
Oh, Godzilla will pop out anytime then.
I like this one because it's it basically disappears, it goes to like an infinity point, so to speak. And I'm pretty sure that the road is totally flat, but the keys are so strange, I'm not positive about that.
Now, you say that the poles are actually straight. Are we looking at an artifact, a conversion artifact here? What's making them kind of wiggle like this?
Yeah.
I think,
Conflict
like I
with
said,
the
I'm still playing
horizon.
with the software, but I think it's a conversion artifact where it doesn't know how to deal with completely straight stuff. And, I had some artifacting from certain shots that just didn't work at all. I really like the way this one came out because of the disappearing sort of infinity effect. But I'm not positive that there's not a way to correct things like that. I'm still playing around with software. I've only had it for a week. And at one point I went crazy converting all of my old photos going back into the 60s, but I kind of started narrowing it down and came back to earth. And I'm going to start playing with them some more because it has some controls. I just haven't got into how to use them all yet.
The left and right images have the poles bent in different directions.
Yeah,
Neither of these images is the original. They're both transpositions from the original, left or right.
yeah, that's correct. That's based on a single photo from. This is probably from my Panasonic GH1.
When I used to do manual conversions, I'd leave one picture untouched and just do.
Go ahead and finish your thought there, Tor.
I'd leave one picture as the base, usually the right eye, and then just do all my slippy slides on the left eye. So I had something to hang on to. Also less work. But yeah, the conversions seem to generate two completely original images from the base.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's really bad.
It's
where the poles cross the horizon. That's where they're bowing.
Yeah.
It is a roll of the dice. It is getting better. I was playing with conversions in Immersity the other day. They were touting their version 4 converter, which did a terrible job. I downgraded to their version 3 converter, and it was much more accurate, so go figure. Thank you, Brian. Let's hear next from Melinda with Marsscape.
Yeah, so this is Victoria Crater. It was the images were taken by the Opportunity rover. I don't think it went down into the crater itself. I think it just sort of peeked over the edge and then moved on. I saved these images years ago. So this was like 4 years ago or something, I think. And I didn't convert them all, but this was a stereo pair that I found that I liked, but that I didn't use for anything. And I just stumbled upon it just recently, and I really like it a lot. I love the striations with the sand sort of filtering in through the edges of the crater, and even some sand dunes in the bottom, which you can't really see too well from here. You can see it from orbit really well. But this was I like the sort of dynamic composition, and it was fun to put it together and work on it. I wish it were in color, but this was only in black and white.
Looks like a petrified seascape there. That looks like a wave coming in the back. Curious to know what Photoshop colorizing would do to this. How it would interpret.
Oh, try it if you like.
Yeah.
I mean, the real colors are, of course, very, very dull red. It's a pretty alien landscape, so it's probably just as well in black and white. But there are some places that have colorful rocks and stuff.
Did you find these on a NASA website?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, NASA publishes all their data that they get from their space probes, and I mean that's your tax dollars at work. We own it. We can do whatever we like with it, and it's pretty easy to find your way through it. But there's thousands and thousands of images, so it does take some persistence to find good subjects and decent stereo pairs. Sometimes you find a good subject, but it won't have both images, that sort of thing. But it's kind of fun because it's sort of like being there and exploring the place and taking photos, even though the photos were taken by the probes. It's still a process of discovery to go and find things that are interesting.
Well, thank you, Melinda.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay, coming up next, let me get the title here. We have a stereo photo by Roberto. Dinner in the Sky is the title.
Yes, well, I don't know if you know this concept. This is in Le Mans, in France. This is during the 24-hour, this famous race. And Nissan installed this table that they hang it out like I don't know how many meters above the racetrack. And from there, you're sitting there in this table where you are served some beverages and some snacks during the race, and you can be watching the race. You're in the middle of the racetrack, and it's a really nice view. So also, this is like not that a 3D view picture because all the elements are far away, but the composition with the seat, I believe it make it like you can understand that this is really high up, and where we were sitting, it was like hanging out in the middle of the sky above the racetrack.
Are we on top of a tower or are we inside a structure?
No, this is a rig. This is like with a cable. You are lifted up in the middle of the of the racetrack. So this is like you are suspended. Behind you, you don't have anything. It's only air.
Never catch me up there.
I can't imagine. Can't imagine. So this
How's the wait service up there? Bet you it takes a while.
Well, the worst case is when you are in a hurry to go to the bathroom. So it's
yeah, I can imagine.
Well, just the people below have to worry about that.
Yep.
Roberto, what year was this?
This was 2012, I believe.
Wow. I was there in '89. It was complete zoo.
Wow. Well, it was also in 2012. So I believe. Well, as you know, this is like a really famous track, and as at this moment the leading was Audi with the e-tron, and it was like the sixth time that they won 1, 2, 3 again. So it was.
Yeah, well, they're hard to beat.
Is this another HTC Evo
Yep.
shot?
Yeah, that's right.
If only they knew that the longevity of that device. We're still looking at photos made with one of those.
I could keep my phone if it still work with the current OS. I love that phone.
I need to dig up mine. It's in my personal museum right now. All right. Thanks, Roberto.
Thank you.
Let's see. I think the next one is by me. Indeed it is, yes. Carmet Beach 8 is the title. I haven't really had time to think up titles for these. And they're all kind of the same subject, so maybe I won't. This is the seascape at Carmet Beach. I took all of these 2 weekends ago. It was high tide. It was a coastal advisory. And this was pretty early in the morning. I was looking for some light. There's not a whole lot of light here. It was so overcast and foggy. Later in the morning, I got some nice light. This one's a bit dull because of the lack of the sun, I feel. But I like being able to see the entire sort of coast, all of the rocks going down to infinity there. And of course, the spray gives it a bit of movement.
Shutter speed?
Shutter speed, good question. This was with my Sony RX02. Doesn't really have a manual setting. I didn't set the shutter speed. But the shutter speed is quite fast. It's going to be something in the neighborhood of 1/2 thousandths or faster. The Sony RX02s that I shoot have great synchronization at high shutter speed, as we can see here. Pretty much all of my shots on this day had correct synchronization. I think I only had to throw out one because of a misfire.
I like how you can sort of see the silhouette of that rock on the right as the spray is coming through the gap. So it's sort of a V-shaped gap, and it's a V-shaped, volume of spray that's coming through it.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see, I think we'll see a little more of that tonight. These kind of narrow channels where the water breaks through and turns into this spray. And
That's terrific.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I did get rather wet too. But my cameras did survive.
Yeah.
Well, those are waterproof, so.
They are, right. Not when you have the sync camera plugged into them, but close enough. All right. Thank you all. Let's move on to one by Lee. Here we go. Lee, if you're with us, the title is Fishing in Colorado.
Yes, that's at the Maroon Bells area. And strangely enough, way back when, there weren't hundreds of people in the way when you were taking pictures. That's not me. That's somebody else fishing. I worked hard to bring out the fishing line so that you could see quite a bit of it. And that was the hardest part, I think, that I had on this image.
Well, it's certainly the main subject, the person and the line. I would also consider like cropping off half of the space on the right, just to sort of keep the focus on the action. But
Yes,
you did a good job on bringing out the that fishing line. It's very fortunate that it was in front of that dark area.
yeah, thank you.
Indeed.
That is a good idea.
Well, it's a beautiful scene. I love how that fishing line is sort of sculptural. The way it's frozen in time there. And Lee, did I hear correctly? Was this also shot on film?
Yes, this was shot on film. Who knows way back then? It could have been two SLRs, could have been just about anything. I think it was before I got an RBT camera. So this was probably two SLRs.
And Lee, have you been scanning your slides or your negative? What kind of a project has this been for you?
I haven't done it recently, but I have one of the top scanners that they made years ago. Well, who was it? Was it Nikon or someone else?
Probably Nikon.
Yeah,
The
I have
best ones
one
before
of
they quit
those.
making them.
Right, and special mount to put the film in and do one image at a time.
Were these slides positives, or are you
They
scanning
were
negatives?
they were all transparencies,
Transparencies.
positives.
All right. Yeah,
Nothing negative about my pictures.
That's right.
Photochrome too?
uh, it's hard to say. It could have been Kodachrome. My very early ectochromes, yes, they turned colors, but later I had ectochrome and some Fujichrome that did not change colors. But it could have been Kodachrome. I'd have to dig them out and look at them.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. Captured great color. Thank you, Lee. Oleg, we have one by you coming up next. There we go. The title is Riverpool at Ensenada, Chile.
I don't know. I just thought it looked pretty.
Does indeed.
Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely landscape.
I like how you cut the bit of blue sky in the water.
Is this a recent shot of yours, Oleg?
About 2 years old. This is when I visited my cousin in Chile.
That's lovely. Thank you very much. Let's go back to Las Vegas. This time we have I think this is Vegas. The title
Yep.
is Vegas Scape. The maker is Phyllis.
I just had a wonderful time photographing in Vegas. I believe this is inside the Aria, maybe, or the Bellagio. I'm not sure which. And it's just I think for me, it was the photographer's paradise. Anyway, any direction you looked, you could make a great photo. And this one was just had so many things going on in it. It just seemed like a very strange place. I should have cut the highlights on on that really bright white.
A nice composition. There's one anomaly that stands out. There's a white speck right where those two crossbars make an X in that structure in the back.
Oh yeah, it's that sign showing through the rail between the glass and the brass.
Yeah, it is a sign. Guess I could have cropped it out. Didn't see it on my
Yeah, an easy clone.
Yeah.
small laptop, so I'm not seeing them very big. This is the first time I'm seeing them even medium size.
Mm. Yeah, large size. Large size is appears to be a little out of focus. I don't know if there are probably some filters that could tighten it up.
This was shot with a W3.
Okay.
That makes perfect sense. They're not as good and sharp as I'd like, but it's what I had at the time.
I like the little splash of color in the chrome bowl. Those little hits of blue are fun.
The photograph.
Yeah, that's great. It's almost abstract. Thank you, Phyllis.
That's kind of my thing.
I'm not really clear if this is an interior or an exterior shot.
It is an interior, but it's hard to tell there because it's the scale is so huge.
Yeah.
Kind of inconceivable when you're inside some of the buildings. Certainly when you're walking, you think that it's just 2 buildings down. Well, that's a mile down.
And that is intentional.
Yeah. It surprised me the first time I said, "Oh, I can walk there."
Right.
Yeah, well, farther.
Yeah, it's deceiving. The whole
Yes,
scale is deceiving. All right, thanks,
but
Phyllis.
graph.
Let's see. Bob, coming up next is Badlands Anza Borrego. Very nice desert scape with it's like a false frame.
That has a lot of depth to it.
Yeah.
I love the road going into it. That really makes it fun.
Thanks. Yeah, I thought about fooling around with the replacement sky, but I thought I'd keep it pure. But yeah, the Badlands there are just amazing.
It's a bit extreme on my Lume Pad. How does it look on a 3D TV?
It's coming right out at me. I can reach out and touch the road from about 8 feet.
Yeah, it is. The window looks a little too extreme on my Lume Pad. It looks okay when I free view it, and when I had it in Stereo Photomaker, it looked okay. But
it's definitely more forgiving for me on the anaglyph stream.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is just a quality of anaglyphs.
Also, the top edge of the false frame is in front of the window. Generally, for a false frame, I think it's best to get it exactly at the window. So if you move the stereo window back just a little bit, they will match.
Yeah, convergence seems to be that shadowy dune about midway up.
yeah, I can fool with that.
My first serious stereo photography was made out here in the Anza Borrego Desert. Realist slides, that would have been 25 years ago, something like that. Love to dig those up. A harsh landscape. That's great. Thank you, Bob.
Sure.
Coming up next is one from Brian. This is also a conversion. Gaudy building rooftop. 'Cause
say it's Gaudi, but
Gaudi. Thank you.
He can be gaudy.
yeah.
And of course, any building of his would be a challenge for a conversion algorithm.
Oh, absolutely. This was taken. I was in Barcelona about not even a month ago, and we actually by chance I had a hotel right across the street from this building, and the hotel itself was 1 story taller than the building. And even though I have a problem with heights, big time, I shot this and a couple of others before I had to retreat to the elevator. But this is literally right across the street. This is one of his major architectural designs in Barcelona. And the conversion itself, I think, on this one actually came out pretty good because I didn't see any real artifacts per se, like I did in some of the others.
It doesn't seem to know what to do with the bumps on the sides of the big spire.
Right. It doesn't know whether to put them in the foreground or the background.
But it's picked up most of the smaller obelisks pretty well.
Did you see the Sagrada Familia?
Oh, absolutely. That's the reason I actually went to Barcelona, was to see that. And when I got there, it seemed like the rest of the city was there too. There was literally 2,000 to 3,000 people outside.
Oh my. Was there still construction happening?
Yes,
they're still working on it.
It's supposed to be finished mid-year next year.
Really?
The top on the tallest tower. And but it's almost done. It was pretty spectacular, even, though it was packed, and I couldn't get to go inside because tickets were sold out for 2 weeks. But I shot some amazing photos of it, and it was worth going. I've been wanting to go there since I was in junior college. So, and I won't tell you how long ago that was.
I was there about 15 years ago, and there was a lot of construction, but it was still absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah.
Now I want to go back.
120 years is pretty good time for cathedral construction historically.
Yeah, it's apparently they only started up the final leg of finishing it like maybe 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's going to be done next year. Will they put the top on the last two of the spires, and at that point it's going to be, I don't know, book your tickets to go inside in advance by a month.
Sure.
Speaking of spires, I think it would be an easy fix to repair the top of that main spire that you've got. Since you've got a nice blue sky behind it, it would be easy to.
Yeah, I know. Just grab it and tilt it a little bit.
It did at least seem to know what to do with the people. I can see a number of figures.
Oh yeah,
exploring this rooftop.
Yeah, it's really nice to see them for scale too.
Yeah, I think they add a lot to this image. There's a lot of intrigue here. It's a very nice cityscape. Thank you, Brian. Melinda, coming up next is Mount Tam at dusk.
Yeah, so this was another one that I took a long time ago. And I did submit some images that I took from the same vantage point, just shooting to the left. But this is a nice view of Mount Tam. It's sort of right at the saddle where the road goes over the Dipsea Trail down to Muir Woods, and I don't know what more to say. It was good light, just the last minutes of light.
This works really well.
Oh, thanks. And the sky was kind of bald, so I just used a gradient.
Linda, is this a cha-cha?
Yes. Probably about a 4 foot, 5 foot base.
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
Yeah, I think your separation is perfect. This would be your DSLR, Melinda?
Yes, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you shooting with it. I love shooting with my DSLR. My ancient Canon DSLR, I have two of them, of course. Um, it just feels so good in my hand. It's just such an easy to use and kind of responsive device.
I never quite feel like I know what I'm doing though. It's talking about user interfaces. It doesn't really suit me. I mean, I get some okay results, but sometimes I don't, and I don't really know what the difference is. Um, I'm getting better, but I still don't feel like I've mastered it.
Well, I imagine you're shooting in like program auto mode or something like that.
I don't even know what that
No.
means. I mean, there's a dial where you choose the different modes, and I use usually either aperture mode or shutter mode. Um, Occasionally, I've used like the night setting or the action setting, but I don't know. It's just sort of hit and miss.
Well, see, what you just said proves that you do know how to use it.
Well, I mean, I know that that's the the first order choice, but even within that, I don't know what to do. I mean, each of them you can then set all the other settings, but I don't know what to do with ISO, etc.
Well, I think the
You
results
can,
speak for themselves.
you can figure that out later
Yeah.
while
Well,
you're using it.
I'm learning slowly, but it's a long process.
I also shoot in aperture mode to make sure that I have deep focus throughout. It's kind of the only variable I worry about. Thank you, Melinda.
Thank you.
Let's see. Roberto, the title
Yes.
is Memorial. What is this memorial?
I don't know if you can guess someone from the. This is a famous spot in Berlin.
Mhm.
This is close to Brandenburg Tor, by Brandenburg Gate, and this is the Victims Memorial close to Brandenburg Tor. This is for all the Jews and Gypsies and everyone that was murdered during the World War II by the Nazis. And these are massive blocks of concrete that resembles a cemetery, and it's a huge place that you can walk, and you begin to walk from the street level, and then it goes deeper and deeper, and then you are lost in the middle of these huge blocks, and it's an interesting experience. And this is from the entrance, well, the perimeter of this place, and you can see all the blocks. The guys that are walking on the top of the blocks, those are really high, so it's dangerous to walk across those blocks when you are in the tall ones.
It might be
Powerful.
nice to do a conversion on this to get more depth, because I'm sure
Okay,
the conversion tools will do a good job with those blocks.
making more 3D.
Well, I think
Yes,
this
this
one
was
is.
with my HTC
Mhm.
also.
It's got good depth in the foreground. There is good separation I see on my Lume Pad 2 between those blocks, and it really helps to have that person standing kind of near the center of the composition, in sort of the middle ground.
Yes, and I met a little bit of the gradient of the colors, because I believe the HTC have this wash color output of the images, so I don't like it a lot, so I have to play with the color and
My
saturation.
HTC pictures always came out very green.
Yes.
I think the color is really good on this. I think it adds a lot to the image and a lot to the feeling of the image.
It fits the mood. I spent a whole afternoon there last time I was in Berlin. It's an amazing place.
So how tall are these boxes?
They're tall.
Well, yeah, the ones are like benches. You can sit on them. But when you are going to the center, and they are like, I don't know, in feet, like, I don't know, 12 feet.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. About 12, at least.
Well, I'd love to see more of this this very unusual landscape. Bob, if you have some to show someday, please submit them.
Yeah, I'll do it for, I'll at least put one in next time.
Great.
And
Thanks,
mine are
Roberto.
mostly taken from below a lower vantage point.
Seems like a great subject. Great subject, Roberto.
Thank you.
All right, the next image is by me. It's another photo of Carmet Beach. Carmet Beach 13 is the title of this. This one and the next one aren't really so much seascapes. I'm really, I think, shooting from too low an angle here to call this a scape now that I think about it. There is an ocean back there, but it's really masked by this incoming wave. And I selected this one for tonight just because I really like that form, the energy of that that breaking wave. The and again, not great light here. Very overcast. Really overall rather dull. I didn't want to push up the shadows too much. It was kind of looking a little cartoony after I manipulated it, so I went back and kind of left it a little more natural. I did manipulate the whites quite a bit in order to get a good separation between that white gray sky and the white foaming water.
Yeah, that definitely helps a lot. I kind of like that you can't really see the water at all, just the foam.
I can hear this one.
I can feel this one. So did this one get you?
The one that got me is the one that got away photographically, and
Too bad.
I was inundated, completely splashed, had to retreat to my car and peel off my clothes and dry off a little bit. But the cameras were fine, so I was fine. I got dressed in 10 minutes or so and went back down there.
Well, I like the determination. Just next time, get the shot.
Totally worth it. Yes, indeed. Well, if only the ocean would cooperate.
Just wear your scuba gear next time.
That's what I should have worn a wetsuit. Yeah.
But the lighting is, I would call the lighting moody, not
moody.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Atmospheric. I like it.
It was an atmospheric morning. Yeah.
Again, your camera's really got great synchronization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll credit Sony's proprietary terminal link. Oh, I forget the full name of this um, connectivity system they have. It looks like micro USB, but it's not micro USB. It requires a custom Sony cable that costs $40 instead of $4. But the synchronization is great.
You can hack that with these intervalometers and connect one to another with a plug to plug, a mini plug to the mini plug, and I have done that with a hack.
That's smart. Yeah. Definitely making someone at Sony rich with all these cables I'm buying. Thank you. Let's move on to Lee. We have swimming hole coming up. There we
Okay,
go.
can you hear me?
Yes.
This is the last one that I sent. That is near Sedona. Those rocks are called either Red Rock Crossing or Red Rocks, or the area is called Red Rock Crossing, or Capital Rocks, I believe. Maybe it's not Capitol Reef. Something else. It's years ago. You cannot get to exactly the same place anymore. The girl that is swinging on the rope, and there's a boy in the water below. I'm sure they're grown now. They were neighborhood kids. The rope is no longer there. The tree is no longer there that the rope was tied to. And I was wading out into the water to take this picture, probably with two cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the story on this one.
That's a great snap.
Yeah, great moment.
Thank you. I do very few pictures with people in them, but here you don't have to catch them with eyes open or something like that.
Yeah, it's a great
I have a
action shot
feeling
as
like
well.
I have a feeling that the horizon isn't straight. I mean, you can't really tell because of the trees, but it looks like it wants to be tilted to the left.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, you think it's tilted to it?
It looks like it's leaning to the right, so
yeah,
it should go to the left. Yes,
rotate kind of clockwise by like 3 degrees.
I can see that. That's Matt's fault for showing it.
I should have evaluated it first. Well, however you made this, Lee, great synchronization. You've got both the girl swinging and the splashing water from the boy below. Two, examples of fast motion that can be challenging to capture synchronized in stereo. Especially, I presume, with like a film rig.
Uh-huh.
And did you do anything to the sky? It's a beautiful blue.
It was blue with no clouds. Who knows? I've had it so long, who knows what all I may have done. This area is seen in many, many old Western movies.
Is this like a national park? Is this you said this area is no longer accessible.
Well, I mean exactly where I was standing. I think it is a state park now. And they probably charge you to go in, and they want you to stay on a concrete trail, etc.
And no rope swings.
Right.
It's sad but true. Thank you, Lee. Oleg, we have one by you coming up next. The title is Spreading Oak at a Lake in Sonoma County.
Yeah, I had my car in the picture. I don't like to do that, but I couldn't move it.
Oh, you have an interesting color palette you're working with here.
Yeah, I like the blues. Actually, I wasn't supposed to be there. There's a shuttle that drives through there. So they chewed me out when I was leaving.
Well, you got the shot.
That's what matters. That's all that matters. It's easier to ask for forgiveness instead of permission. Did you manipulate the colors in the shot, or is this how you found it?
It's how I found it. The foreground was so darker than the picture.
Well, for me, your car being more neutral doesn't really stand out or cause any harm to this composition.
The unusual thing for me is there's leading lines everywhere that are taking us straight to the center of the image, but that's completely obscured by the trees. So it's kind of a mystery. It's like I want to see what's back there. I mean, I know it's probably nothing special, but it's just the fact that everything is hinting in this one direction and we can't see it. It's kind of interesting.
Are those grapevines on the left, or what is that?
It's probably what do you call them for wine?
A vineyard.
Grapes.
Yeah, it's definitely a vineyard, especially in Sonoma. That's all they got.
Yep, grapevines.
That's right.
I think it's just a little off season. We're seeing the what are they called? Trellises. I don't know what the technical word for the thing is, but it looks like the grapevines have been cut back. Very nice. Thank you, Oleg. Next, from Phyllis, we have Slow Glow. Oh, you're muted, Phyllis.
Yes, I am. Thank you. This is from the Hoh Rainforest on the Olympic Peninsula in the Olympic National Park. And this is very close to where the Hall of Trees is but this was a sunny day in, I think, February or March or April. And the water had this golden cast to it, and just thought it was a really lovely shot. And the main Hoh River is just to the right of it, and it's quite large. This is just a small little tributary. And there's usually elk in here, but not at this particular moment.
Terrific.
Yeah, lovely
It's a nice
texture.
It's a nice snap. It looks like you have everything through the window though. If you bring the stereo window back, it'll make a very nice composition.
You say the fern is coming through?
Everything is through the window. So if you want to pull the stereo window to the
Wow,
foreground.
it's not at all. It's way back behind. Must be something wrong with my, I don't know. It doesn't look like that at all for me. So clearly, and you've said that before, so clearly something in how I'm viewing them is not working out right.
Yeah, it's
Matt,
not uncomfortable, but it is all out in front. Yeah.
Matt, can you pull it forward for her to see?
I can try. Yeah, let's see. Um, see what I can do here. So I think that if we were to bring it, let me put on my anaglyph glasses here. We won't see this on the live stream, but on the Zoom share. Okay, I've just made a horizontal adjustment. Let's see if that improves things. Yeah,
That looks just a tiny bit different to me, but not that much. How does it look to others?
I see a little different, not much. The bottom right did bother me, but does not now. And the one in the middle, of course, was out too.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to adjust something on my, I don't know why my screen is doing that.
You know,
have to figure that, push things back a little bit farther.
Some screens are more forgiving than others, and as Tor said, it's not uncomfortable. It's not necessarily causing a problem, but it does seem to me that the original, that that vertical tree in the upper left-hand area was at the window, and everything in front of it was through the window. And
wow.
I adjusted it. There are two palm fern fronds in the foreground, which were in front of the window but are now at the window.
Okay, to me, they're farther back than they were before. So this is great information for me. I got to figure out what's going on, why it's not showing that way.
Yeah, try viewing it through different methods. I find that I don't really care for anaglyphs, but I find that anaglyphs are very revealing when it comes to this kind of thing.
Well, what's especially revealing is Stereo Photomaker, where they have a grid and you can see exactly where everything is positioned.
Well, everything has been run through Stereo Photomaker, so I'm kind of surprised.
Stereo
What are you viewing on?
What do you mean?
What are you using to view?
Oh, well, normally I'm using actually this great big huge viewer for my computer. It's a David Lee creation for large format images. And maybe that's part of the problem.
Like a reflector setup?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because you could be getting a different framing than we're getting looking at the digital files on the digital screen.
Maybe that's what the issue is, because I'm just not seeing it the same way as you guys are. So that's good to know. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I never mind when stuff at the top and bottom is in front of the window because there's no, sideways occlusion. But you get into the background and then you start noticing that the borders are vibrating.
I use a smaller viewer, but based on the same principle as yours, Phyllis, and I find this gives me great results, but it's not very good at judging the the window position. It's
Okay.
just very forgiving.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Just as one other data point, looking at this on an interlaced passive display with S view, it does look like almost everything's in front of the window. But if I look at it in side by side with a little a Brezen viewer, it looks just great. It looks like probably
Okay.
what Phyllis is saying.
Yeah, I think that validates what we're talking about here. Yeah.
A viewer is going to, not surprisingly, fill your field of vision, fill your view more. You're probably less aware of the sides of the image than we are looking at a screen.
And before we move on, I'll add that Stereo Photo Maker's Auto Align does have an option in the program's preferences to do both horizontal and vertical alignment, meaning it can automatically adjust for this. It's not always 100%. I have that turned off myself. It's in Stereo Photo Maker's preferences. It's something you might want to
Okay, I'll check that
look
out.
at.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. Bob, tell us about Santa on Bath Rooftop.
Yeah, I thought this qualifies as a cityscape. Visiting friends in Bath, England, a couple of years ago, and this could have been a cha-cha with the iPhone. And this wonderful Santa was just tied to the roof. I don't know if someone was holding him hostage or what, but I just loved the look of it and the colors. And
That's fun. Yeah, it probably is a cha-cha that looks like you move with the clouds, and the clouds are further back than they'd be.
Yeah.
Seasonally appropriate cityscape.
Yeah, I've used this image for a couple of holiday cards for my friends in Bath. Just put them up there next to Santa, all their pets, and airplanes flying in the sky with banners. It's lends itself very well.
It looks like you're shooting up. Are you using a telephoto lens, or is this a smartphone capture?
It's a smart. I'm sure it was a smartphone, and yes, shooting up from the street.
Fantastic detail.
Yeah, I'm just amazingly impressed with the iPhone's capability, given the size of that sensor.
Yeah, it really is. Thank you, Bob.
Sure.
Brian, I think this is your last conversion of the evening. Idlewild is the title.
Yeah, this is again a conversion. It's taken the Idlewild summer camp that my daughter went to, and she went a couple of years take ceramic workshops. And the first year, there was a huge fire in the San Bernardino National Forest and had to evacuate all the kids. And the second year we went, they had put all of these basically parachutes up to protect the kids from the summer blaze. And, it's like 80 or so, even though it's high up in the mountains. So they put these up to protect the kids when they're in a big assembly. And you can get an idea of the scale. That's my wife walking.
Terrific
I really like the
subject.
way the conversion came out on this one, except for the artifacts on the far left and the extreme far right. You can see where it wanted to continue the shroud, even though there was nothing really there. The rest of it, I think, came out pretty good.
Wonderful shapes.
Yeah, great subject.
Is the scale pretty much what it looked like there?
Yes.
Is it really that big?
They're huge. They're cargo parachutes. The one in the foreground is probably more than 60 feet across.
Wow.
I don't know how they strung them up. They must have had a lot of hands.
A giant alien garden with flowers. So gorgeous.
Yeah,
This has-
perfect 3D subject.
Yeah. It has a real
I might-
hyper stereo look to me. Is that something you can control in the conversion?
Probably you can, but I don't know how to do that yet. Like I said, I've only had it a week, and I spent the first 3 days of it sort of doing like everything I could get my hands on from my photo library. And then I kind of calmed down after doing like 40, and I started picking ones that I thought would be more successful.
I know Immersity has a slider that controls the depth. You can dial in more or less.
Yeah, the owl has the same thing, and I'm going to start basically converting the same image over and over again, playing with the controls, just because some of the images I have they came out really well, and others had like huge amount of artifacts. In some cases, not in details, but in things like the reflections. And
I think this one's definitely worth working on. I would suggest maybe brightening up your wife's outfit so she stands out a little more. And
well, yeah, I'm going to see if I can get it to address the artifacts coming off the extreme left and the extreme right. Right, you can't really see as much because they're out of the frame, but the left, you can tell it's creating those lines that aren't there.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. All right, it's time for Roberto. Trocadero is, am I pronouncing the title right, Roberto?
Trocadero, yes, it's a viewpoint from. Well, as you know, this is in Paris.
Even I know that.
And well, yeah, this is one of the most famous views of the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
You can't fool us. That's Vegas.
Or China, because China also have.
Yeah, they've all got it.
HTC Evo again?
Yes, I was searching my old files and I found many from HTC. Maybe next time I will feature my W3 and then just giving a rest to my most current rigs from the QX1s, the RXOs, and the DJIs.
Yeah, they all have their own character, don't they?
Yes, each one with the lenses, with the sensor, with everything. I love the QX1s because you can change it, the lenses and without the body of the camera, you can place it really close one to each other. So for close-ups, they work really well. So each one has its own features.
Yeah, very nice cityscape.
I believe everyone have one of these.
I do wonder if HTC had given the lenses on this device a farther separation, if it would have been a more successful product. It had such a nice auto stereo screen, I recall, and was certainly a
I feel like
nice phone.
I feel like the separation was good for in person for snapshots of people. As long as you had something in the foreground, it worked pretty well. The sensors were the problem. It just got really blotchy and dark scenes and very green.
Yes, and I believe the sensors couldn't be wider because the battery was replaceable. So
Right.
it was another feature that couldn't be improved.
That's a good point.
That big old slab of battery. Yeah.
And that's a lost feature now. You won't find a smartphone with a replaceable battery.
Or replaceable SIM. You could pull the chip out of that one.
That's right.
Yeah.
And also the memory.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roberto.
Thank you.
Here's my last photo from Carmet Beach for the evening. Again, it's not so much a seascape as a detail of the seascape, but I included this one because I did get some more flattering light, and I think it made a big difference. I also like the spray kind of coming through the window. I have a library of perhaps a dozen more of these that I'll be showing throughout 2026. I'm really happy with them. They do kind of blend together after a while, but I do plan to share more of these.
My feet are cold.
I think it was 41 degrees outside when I took this. I was wearing waterproof boots, so my feet stayed pretty dry. All right, next we have from Oleg, views of Mount Osorno, actual and on a billboard.
Yeah, Mount Osorno is in the center, sort of a little bit to the left. It's a beautiful volcano, but here it's kind of lost.
Well, you have it kind of framed by the billboard and that dock connected to that boat.
Yeah, I tried to put it in the center there.
Got some sort of artifact. The blocks at the base of the billboard. I'm not sure what's happening there.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah.
Conflicting images.
Yeah, the left image is messed up.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
Looks like a corner chip of that block is trying to escape,
Yeah, what
float off.
I don't remember working on that.
Huh.
Why did that happen?
It looks like an accidental cloning.
Yeah.
Well, I'll fix that one for sure.
Was there maybe a little dog at the base of that had to get painted out, being inappropriate?
I just can't remember working on it.
I can't really tell what it is. Some sort of a an air.
Love that bay.
Yeah, beautiful, vivid color, very nice. Lakescape, seascape. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Oleg.
Thank you.
Phyllis, up next is crowdsourcing.
Well, this is probably going to really stick through the window if the other ones work.
No, it's not too bad. Just a little bit on the left.
There's a wonderful tulip festival out in our area, and I like trying to get a more unusual picture of the tulips. Most people don't get down on the ground and shoot underneath them, but the light was really pretty amazing coming through the petals.
Yeah.
So nice.
I
Yeah,
think
the positioning is just about right. The window is just about right for this one.
yeah, the stems are all at the window, so it makes visual sense. Some of the petals are through the window, but that looks very intentional.
Area separation is a little bit much for me. I mean, I can see it fine, but it's a little strained.
Well, you've got that lovely backlight too.
Yeah, that was the reason I did that particular one, is because I loved the light coming through the petals.
Lovely, thank you, Phyllis. Here we are at 9 o'clock, and let's enjoy our last photo in tonight's slideshow. It's by Bob. Spirit Rock is the title.
Yeah, I shot this one yesterday.
Wow. Where is it?
Yeah, it's about a mile from my house. It's a meditation center. And they just recently did this pathway for some reason from the gate to the rock. That's that green stripe there. I had several shots from different places, but I plan to go back every morning and just check what the Thule fog is doing.
Now, did you submit pretty much the same?
We've seen this location before.
No, I think Ola took a shot of this a while back.
Or was it Matt?
It wouldn't have been mine.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure Oleg took it, but I may be wrong.
Because I think it was a very wide image too. I like this a lot, but the fog is really a great element.
Yeah.
Especially with the bright sunlight. Yeah, it's a nice catch that moment.
Yeah, I couldn't decide which one to submit on this one. I've got a lot of different angles and views, and it's a great subject. I want to go back and do a Milky Way at night, do some light painting on it.
Yeah.
But, haven't been able to do it so far.
Great depth, great light, and a nice wide composition, as you said. Thanks, Bob.
Sure.
And here we are at the end of our slideshow. It is a couple minutes after 9. If you can stick around for a few minutes, we're going to make our selections. I recommend that we take our time this time, if you can, since we are trying this ranked choice version of the straw poll. You can, if you are so motivated, arrange all of the titles in the order of your preference, but that is asking a lot. So for now, we'll just, I will recommend that we pick our favorites. Try to choose at least three, but I encourage you to choose more. Drag them to the top of the list in the order of your preference. The more, the better. You can do that now, or wait. What I'm going to do is go through the slideshow again just to refresh our memory about the subjects, the titles, and the makers. So let me go through this. You can take the poll now on your computer in your browser or use your smartphone or tablet. We have that QR code there for you, but it goes to the same place. And I'll show this information at the end of the recap also. And just a final note, it's for some reason, the second meeting of the month, I always get weird technical glitches at the end of the meeting. So if I start cursing, just, be patient. I'll get things working again. That said, yes.
Question. So what should we do about our own images? I'm guessing like just keep them below number 10 or something?
Yes, it's preferably don't make your own selections. Don't select your own images. I'm not sure. Well, since these aren't randomized, the position probably does matter. So let's see what happens and see what the results look like, and we'll fine tune this approach from there. And I am working on a version of not this tool, but our own tool, our own ranked choice voting poll that I expect will be a little faster for us to make our selections with. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. So how does that sound, Melinda? Let's not select our own images.
Well, I mean, they're going to be selected somewhere. So the question is, where should they be on the list? We can put them all the way at the bottom, or we can just like make sure they're not in the top 10 or something. I think, but you don't want your own images and near the top of the list, right?
That's a good point. It's possible that your image by default may be already selected at the top of the list or in that top 10. So, good point for tonight. Let's please, if you have an image that's of yours that you're not selecting that's in the top 10, let's move that below the top 10. How does that sound?
Well, we shouldn't be selecting our own at all, right?
Yes, maybe get it to the bottom so they don't get any votes from us, like 3 or 2 points, and doesn't affect, because I saw that the top it's getting 29 points. So if we place our own on the bottom, it's like not so many points, like 0, 1, or 2.
So shall we make it a requirement for tonight's selection that we move our own images to the bottom so that we're not selecting our own images?
Well, yeah, that sounds like a good solution.
Let's try it.
Matt, how will you know how many images we've moved? 3 or 4 or whatever?
I don't think it will keep track, and it doesn't necessarily matter. We'll just have to see what the results are.
I believe it does matter, because if you only choose 3 or 4, the one that are on the, I don't know, the 5th or 6th, they are getting 26, 27 points. So it matters.
I think moving forward, we should, instead of all having the same list, should have randomized lists, which we can do next time.
I was voting while I was watching the photos, and it worked for me.
Okay. So how do we want to do this? Do we want to start by moving our own images to the bottom and then making our selections at the top? And do we want to set a minimum number of selections? so that everyone selects at least 5 favorites and drag them to the top?
I think whatever, I mean, yes on moving our own images down. And as for images at the top, I think that if you carefully choose your top 3 and get them in the order that makes sense to you, I think that's plenty. And if you want to do more, that's great too. It will help. And it will help especially with the images that you care about, just not as much as the ones in your top 3. So just as much patience as you have, get the top of the list looking good, and the rest of it is just up to you.
All right, well, let's try this. I think this particular example is going to be a little too complicated moving forward. We can certainly simplify this. For tonight, yeah, this is going to be tricky.
Yeah. Just in the dragging around, I feel like things aren't staying where I've dragged them.
Yeah, it's really a very flaky interface. Let's do.
And I want
what
to see
we
the
can
images
with
too. I
this.
want to drag the images themselves.
Better off where we were.
Yeah, I think that, and we really, our slideshows are just too large for this this technique. It's very difficult to drag a title all the way to the bottom, especially on a smartphone or tablet.
Mm.
But let's see what we can do tonight, and we'll have some improvements for our next meeting. Before it gets too late, let me go through the slideshow recap. And just give me one moment here. Okay, let's give this a try. I'll be going through the slideshow again. This first image from Lee is not part of the competition. We will start with Angeline Hollywood by Brian. Lands End Seascape by Melinda. Come Fly With Me by Roberto. Rock Features at Carmet Beach by Matt. Bad Water in Death Valley by Lee. Moscow's Kremlin at Sunrise by Oleg. Rialto Waves by Phyllis. Arch Rock Great Ocean Road by Bob. Florida Keys by Brian. Marsscape by Melinda. Dinner in the Sky by Roberto. Carmet Beach 8 by Matt. Fishing in Colorado by Lee. River Pool at Ensenada, Chile by Oleg. Vegas Scape by Phyllis. Badlands Anza Borrego by Bob. Gaudy Building Rooftop by Brian. Mount Tam at Dusk by Melinda. Memorial by Roberto. Carmet Beach 13 by Matt. Swimming Hole by Lee. Spreading Oak at a Lake in Sonoma County by Oleg. Slow Glow by Phyllis. Santa on Bath Rooftop by Bob. Idlewild by Brian. Trocadero by Roberto. Carmet Beach 15 by Matt. Views of Mount Osorno, Actual and on a Billboard by Oleg. Crowdsourcing by Phyllis. And Spirit Rock by Bob. All right, let's take a few minutes just to recap. Please drag your own titles to the bottom of the poll, and then drag your top 3 or more to the top. It would be better if this were randomized for everyone. We'll find a tool that has a better interface, but let's see what we can do with this tonight. I know it's getting late, but if you could please spend a few minutes doing this, I will show the results. While we're making our selection, I will thank you for joining us in 2025. We really had a spectacular year. Our next meeting, when is our next meeting? Is Tuesday, January 6, 2026. I will be sending out a special subject challenge poll for 2026, probably later this week, to help us decide what we want our special subjects to be in 2026. I already have a list based on suggestions and feedback that we've shared this year, as well as some other popular topics, and there will be space to add your own. We'll discuss what our choices are at our January meeting and come up with a final list then. And I'll go ahead and make my selections as well.
I'm seeing a problem. I only picked 8 images as favorites, and so the rest of them are all in order.
Right.
I don't think this is going to work.
That's one problem. I think we just have so many images. It would help if this were randomized, but I think for it to really be accurate, we need to organize all of these, and I really think that's impractical.
No, I don't think you have to touch them all. I think that if you get, the first 3, then you're doing fine. If you do 5, that's fantastic. Everything else is just going to be noise. It won't rise to the top unless everybody else is voting for it. It's nice to spend extra time and try to get it right, but if I think if you just do the top, your favorite 3 to 5 images at the top, you're doing great.
Let's give it a try. We will learn from this experience for next time.
Yeah, it's too bad. This is just based on points. but I think it'll be an improvement, but a proper range choice footing will make a big difference.
All right, let's give this another 2 or 3 minutes. We'll just give it one more minute, unless anyone needs more time.
It's not easy, but I think I did it right.
I managed to select my top 5. And thank you, Mike, for this link in the chat that I'm just seeing now. isinrealtime.org. Great resource for found stereo of hurricanes from space. Good to know.
Oh,
That's ISS.
ISS in real time. Got it.
Right. They just
International
put
Space
that up
Station.
recently, and it's a great place to go poke around for any photo ever taken from or of the ISS.
Bookmarking that.
Yeah. This may be come in handy for a potential found stereo special subject challenge next year. In 2025, the specials were a little unique in that they were mostly stereo photography specific, in the sense that they were for techniques that can only be accomplished in stereo, like hyper or hypo or rivalry. And I think for 2026, of course, we'll see what the poll says. We'll talk about this next month, but maybe we'll go a little looser.
are we going to use a straw poll to pick our specials?
Probably so. Yeah. I'll use use that for now, and I'll send that out in the next couple days.
Great, thanks.
All right. Does anyone need more time? Let's see what came out of this. Oh, hang on, guys. I need to do it again because I forgot to click the vote button. I'm the outlier here. This will just take me a second. Hang on. While I'm correcting my mistake, does anyone have any stereo news? Any upcoming 3D movies to recommend? Or
There's a terrific subject in downtown San Francisco right now. This Festival of Light thing they're doing, painting all sorts of animated graphics on City Hall. If you shoot from Civic Center BART station, you get this great hanging array of LEDs that sort of complements it.
That's the Let It Glow SF.
Yes.
2025. I attended last year and got a lot out of it. It's projection mapping. They're doing these very precise kind of projections, animated projections on well-known buildings all over the downtown financial district. Yeah, highly recommended.
If I can get it working, I may try and bring my Tilt 5 system to the party on Saturday.
Please do.
But right now I'm having trouble getting the laptop to connect wirelessly to the internet so I can upgrade things. I'm going to have to buy a special cable unless anybody's got a really good secret tip.
I'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah, it recognizes the router. It knows what the router's called. It just won't actually engage. It won't accept the button reset and won't accept the password.
Well, maybe it'll work better at my place. Bring it along. We'll see.
Right.
We'll see what we can do with it.
Okay. We'd be loading all the software and everything. We'd actually be configuring the laptop for the first time. It might take too long.
We'll see what we can do. And Oleg, if you're still with us, if you can make it, and if you want to bring your Lume Pad too, we'll take a look.
Yeah, I definitely need help on it.
Yeah, bring it along. We'll see if we can get you started with that. All right. Thank you for your patience as I corrected my error. We certainly have some interesting results. It's a little less ambiguous. Lee, swimming hole, we'll call that our first. We still have a tie for second here between Bob's Arch Rock, Great Ocean Road, and Lee's Fishing in Colorado. Lee, I think with your third place, Bad Water and Death Valley, your escapes are the clear leaders tonight.
Well, thank you. It's a surprise to me.
Congratulations.
Yes, well done.
Yeah.
We'll continue to work on this. I think there is potential here. I don't think that this is the right tool for us, but certainly a ranked choice voting tool will give us, I think, more insightful results from our selections. Yeah. Very interesting. Well, thank you all for sticking with us tonight. We've gone a little bit over, but hey, it's the end of the year. What are we going to do? If I don't see you on Saturday, then I will see you in January. And if you'd like to stop by my place and you don't have the information, reach out to me by email and I'll tell you how to get here. Should be a mellow and fun 3D Saturday afternoon. I'll have some snacks. We've got the house decorated. It'll be very nice. So
right.
I'll see you then, or I'll see you in January. But thank you all. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Good night, all.
Happy 2026.
Yes. Thank you.
Everyone.
Good night.